We got two nice this year. The CJRB Pyite is not new. Came out, I think, sometime 2022, later portion of 2022. So it's been around for a minute, but this year they released this banger right here. This is the CJRB Pyite Lite, right? So this thing takes basically the recipe of the Pyite and it brings it to an even more affordable playing field. I think this thing is about 30-ish bucks. You got the FRN scales, which they put attention to detail there with the milling and all that. It is a button lock as you love it and know it. So super fidgety. And we do have AR RPM 9 steel here, which we now know is a form of spray form steel. Check out Larry Thomas's video on that from Nice Steel Nurse if you want to learn more details there. But yeah, very lightweight and also very affordable. The action's still great. I mean, this is a great pickup, great gift. All of these knives are great gift ideas, by the way. So if you're looking to purchase something for the knife lover in your world, right, can't go wrong with this particular one. Reversible pocket clip, ambidextrous. I mean, the whole works. So we're gonna keep moving on to the Pyite Bowie, right? Same idea here. The Pyite is not new, but the Bowie geometry did come out this year. Gotta love that clip point Bowie blade there, flat grind with that beautiful fuller. Also a button lock, just as fidgety. By the way, there's so many different variants to these. The ones I'm showing you is just one of the variants. This one has sort of like the wood, you know, looking insert here on the stainless steel. All of these have a premium counterpart. Obviously, these are the budget under $100 counterparts. I think this one is in the $50-ish range. So that's a really good price, really good pickup for a really good ergonomic knife. You can forward choke on this thing all day, every day, right? Has that AR RPM 9 steel, right? Looking like $1 million for not a lot of money, and that reversible pocket clip as well. Ambidextrous, right? You know it. So yeah, we're gonna keep moving on. That was the Pyite Lite and the Pyite Bowie, or Bowie Pyite. I may be wrong, but I think this year Concept launched their budget brand, which is Tenable, right? And so they moved the Prometheus from the Concept lineup over to Tenable knives. I got a chance to check out this bad boy, and man, the recipe here is really good. You have a liner lock with a flipper deployment, right? So it's a little bit short on deployment methods. You only have basically the flipper, but it does have a very functional, very utilitarian blade. We have 14C28N steel, which a lot of these knives in this list are going to have. That is probably the best, arguably the best budget steel out there you can get today. You know, with D2, you know, close by, it comes down to personal preference. The Prometheus here, right? Flat grind, very slicey. Good tip there for utilitarian cuts, right? It's on ball bearings, sandwich construction. The blue micarta here with the green pivot color pops really nice. So really enjoyed my time with this one. Highly recommendable. And you even get a titanium pocket clip for, again, not a lot of money. I think this one is, oh, by the way, I'm going to put the price on screen here for every single knife that you see, right? Again, a lot of fun with this one here. Check out unboxings, videos in the channel for more detail if you want to check these out. All you have to do is put the name and Miguel EDC in the YouTube search box, and you'll be able to pull up those videos right away. Moving on to another brand you don't hear that much from. This is a, you know, budget brand off of Amazon, but this year they came out with a home run right here in the budget category. This is the NedFoss Cougar, right? And this one is a button lock with the stainless steel handles here, looking pretty good. It's actually executed very well. They have different geometries here on the 14C28N. I think they have clip point. This is the Warncliffe, and I think they have one other one. So yeah, very good execution here. It's actually pretty, you know, reliable. I didn't just make content on this knife, all the YouTubers have, and pretty much across the board, everyone's pretty impressed that NedFoss is actually making a knife that is actually, you know, pretty sweet for what EDC enthusiasts and knife people, right? Knife people like you and I are actually looking for. So very slicey, flat grind. I mean, this thing is really good with that pokey tip there, right? Awesome action, very fidgety, right? Everything is pretty reliable on it, very strong. So that is the NedFoss Cougar. Moving on to Remette, I believe this year dropped the Rhino, right? At least this is the time I got a chance to check it out in 2024. This particular one I have here is the D2 version. I would recommend you pay just a few more dollars and get the 14C28N version instead. But you do get in either combination a liner lock, right? Very nice contour G10 handles, flipper deployment, and very comfortable thumb stud deployment as well. You get a drop point blade there, which is really good. Ergonomics on this thing are very nice. Gives you something to rest your thumb there, right? It's actually very slicey. Just a very reliable overall EDC knife. Could be your first knife. It could be somebody's first knife, you know, as a gift. Got sandwich construction here, right? Exposed liners. I mean, this thing is a tank. I did a ton of yard work, you know, out in the outside with it this year, and this thing is really good. Reversible pocket clip, right? The works. So yeah, highly recommendable. Again, and especially in the 14C28N steel. Moving on to Kizer. Now, Kizer is very well known for coming out with tons of knives, pretty much every other month, if not every month. So this year they came out with a ton. I actually have a few more coming up later in the list. This particular one, the Varatas, did not come out, I don't believe, in 2024, but this budget version, the affordable one, the one that everyone, oops, that was scary there, the one that you can absolutely get your hands on for not a ton of money. This one absolutely came out this year. So absolutely a great pickup. This one has Nitro V steel with the G10 sort of look-alike carbon fiber handles, which some people hate for some reason. I don't really mind them at all. You can actually feel the texture as you run your finger through it. But more importantly, I mean, the multiple deployment options here, the D10 is tuned very, very well. It makes a great ergonomic knife with that forward choke option there. Very slicey flat grind, if I didn't already mention that. Reversible, deep pocket carry clip. I mean, it's everything you get in the premium knife now in a more affordable package, pretty much. So check this one out, of course, and again, content for all these here in the channel if you want to learn more. Sticking with Kizer for a moment, right? We got the Meloto. Same deal with the Meloto. I think it came out sometime last year, but I think Kizer, you know, came to their senses and realized, hey, these knives are popular. Let's bring it to the budget end of things so more and more people can afford these. And actually, I'm going to do a 2-for-1 token here because you can get the full-size Meloto in the budget, right, category, or you can get the mini, right? I feel like, honestly, I even to this day, I can't decide between one or the other. I mean, there are days where the bigger Meloto speaks to me a little bit more. There are days where the smaller mini Meloto speaks to me a little bit more. But either way, you get a flum flipper, which is really, really well tuned. You got that opening hole for reverse flick and thumb deployment. Steel here is D2 in this mini one, and 154 cm on the bigger counterpart here. Both of these have G10 with this one micarta insert. This one has like a corkscrew looking insert, but very stylish, very comfortable, and great ergonomics. So that's about the my 2 cents on these. Highly, highly recommendable. Can't go wrong with them at all. This year, I actually got a chance to check out my first Artisan cutlery knife, and this is the Home. They just released this one this year, not that long ago to be exact. This is a button lock, plunger lock, button lock situation here with AR RPM 9 steel on that beautiful sheep's foot reverse tanto blade, flat grind, very slicey. But the trick that this one has up its sleeve is an additional button here for locking that blade in place. So that gives you additional peace of mind that you're not going to disengage the knife on yourself. So that's pretty cool. Reversible pocket clip, deep carry. This one here has the sort of wood inserts, which looks very elegant and classy all at the same time. Really have enjoyed my time with this one. I mean, it is my kind of geometry, my kind of EDC. It doesn't lock you in any specific position with that beautiful handle. So, I mean, yeah, very awesome for ergonomics, great for utility cuts. This thing was a hit, and it actually, again, under $100, just like all of these other knives. Very, very fidgety as well. Yeah, definitely lots of great things going on with this one. Sticking with CJRB for a moment, this year they launched the Hectare, and the Hectare had a drop point blade with an opening hole. But then a few months later, they released the Hectare Alt, and that's when they gave it the Warncliffe sheep's foot blade treatment, right? Which is awesome. This is a blacked out version here with, of course, their crossbar lock, which I think this year was CJRB's first year doing a crossbar lock, and they nailed it pretty much. Great action here. Ambidextrous friendly, of course, with the thumb studs. There was a slight concern with the original Hectare with the opening hole because you could barely get your finger in the hole to deploy the blade with thumb studs. They completely did away with that, and I mean, this thing works so good. You have that G10, those G10 handles, recessed liners. This one also has that carbon fiber imitation going on there. Deep pocket carry clip. I mean, for not a lot of money, this makes a great EDC knife, and no wonder I use it as a size comparison knife here in the channel because it's just so good. Good weight to it, great ergonomics here for forward choking, the works. So highly recommend this guy, to say the least. A new company to come out swinging this year is the MOLSECT, in particular the MOLSECT Orbit, right? They just launched this year. They are very focused on trying to learn and give the community what they want, perfecting their designs over time. Their model that really spoke to me, and again, not worth not a lot of money, is the Orbit right here, right? Got beautiful contour G10 handles. It is a lino lock. We have a deep pocket carry clip, 14C 28N. And what takes the cake is this beautiful hollow ground on that drop point blade. I mean, that thing just looks gorgeous, regardless of what light you put it under. It's going to look really good. Ergonomics on this thing are awesome, right? Really been enjoying my time with this. So yeah, MOLSECT is going places, especially with this particular design. It is absolutely a banger right here. Also, if you like a bigger knife, they have the Jungle. So if you're more of a Rambo style knife, like Lefty said, this is the Rambo of EDC knives, right? Something more hardcore for outdoors, right? Kind of taking down the jungle. It's in the name, right? So this one has very interesting contour G10 going on here, which is nice. Flipper deployment thumb studs. And I know a lot of people have been commenting on my channel recently. We love bigger knives. We want the XO knives. I have big old bear paws. Give me some big knives. Well, my friend, if you enjoy big knives, right? This one and I think one other one later in the list, you're really going to enjoy. Absolutely no doubt about that. Same 14C28N Bowie style blade on this one, right? Kind of, yeah. It's a man's knife right here. All right, this not a knife. This is a knife, right? From the Crocodile Dundee. Anyways. Moving on to Vosteed. Vosteed also came out swinging this year. They have a lot of premium models that were released this year. The Psyop, the Hedgehog, the Enkylo, you name it, right? But in the budget end of things, they also gave us some really good bangers. If you really like the Dutch Hound model from Vosteed, right, check out the Talarurus, right? Gives you that utilitarian reverse tanto sheep's foot blade with the flat grind, very slicey, great for utility cuts and drop cuts. It has that crossbar lock, which we know is awesome from the Vosteed Raccoon. And this one has something unique, which may be a hit or miss for a lot of people, but honestly, it has really grown on me. The thumb disc for deployment there works just as good as a thumb stud. And I can reverse flick this thing all day, every day with the nail of my finger instead of the meat of my finger. So action on this thing is really good. Very fidgety, of course, very strong as you would expect. This one has the black micarta going on, deep pocket carry clip, reversible, ambidextrous knife through and through. So, Vosteed knows how to make a great EDC knife. This one has some good size to it, great for ergonomics there. You can forward choke. But then, right, check out the Acorn. Acorn is very similar in a different way. We still got micarta going on this one, but check out the pivot on that one, right? I feel like that was a really nice touch. This one is a liner lock, and we do have a front flipper which is tuned so well, right? 14C28N steel on both of these, by the way, with that black wash finish to it. You can forward choke on this thing, makes it feel like a much bigger knife than it really is. So that is really awesome there. Reversible pocket clip, right? Deep carry. This thing works really good on either hand. So again, did I mention they know a recipe or two on how to make a good EDC knife? Because they absolutely know how to do it, and they absolutely nailed it on these two. The one other Vosteed I definitely want to mention, and I don't have it on hand right now, is the top liner lock Raccoon, right? So I'll just use the crossbar here for a second, but I'll put some footage on screen here. The button lock or top button lock Raccoon is pretty awesome. Kind of gives you that whole liner lock strength, but very easy to actuate with a button, right? We first saw that in the RS Chaos. It has been trickling down to other models like the Hedgehog, the Psyop, but then, now we have it on the Raccoon, which is arguably Vosteed's most popular EDC knife of all times. And while the Vosteed Raccoon is not new, that top liner model did come out this year. So really enjoyed my time with that one, and I obviously had to pass it forward since it was a pass around knife. But yeah, that is one sweet heck of an EDC knife right there. And it has, again, the extra strength of that top liner lock. Awesome to actuate, super fidgety, great, awesome ergonomics from the Raccoon, which you've always known and loved. And yeah, I can't recommend that one enough. Moving on to Fintiso. Fintiso is another brand that I got a chance to check out this year. Got a chance to look at many of their models, and I've pretty much gone over every single model that they release here in the channel. Some of them stood out to me, even though their entire lineup is pretty awesome. I'll put a clip here of a little family photo that I took of every single model I've checked out so far. There's so much to choose from, and they're all so great. But some stand out, some personal favorites that you absolutely can't go wrong with. Starting with the Parrot. The Fintiso Parrot here has aluminum handles, sandwich construction, exposed liners. It is an awesome plunge lock, button lock, and it is just a very elegant design, right? With this oval shape sort of handle here, nice and contour. And the cake here is the blade, right? Beautiful Warncliffe blade with a flat grind, satin finish going on here. This thing is super slicey. Got that tip there for utility cuts and draw cuts all day, every day. Ball bearings, so amazing action here, whether you reverse flick, thumb deploy, right? I flipped this thing like 20 bajillion times. It's still, pretty aligned there, smack in the middle. Pocket clip is actually very comfortable and reversible too to the other side. Absolutely a banger right out of the gate. So I think today is the last day you can pick these up at 30% off. So if you use the code on the screen right there, you can get 30% off on any Fintiso knife on the website, link down below. Or anytime after December 10th, you can actually pick these up for 10% off on the Fintiso site using Miguel EDC code. So next, I got a chance to, the other one that stood out to me the most, even though they all did, was the Rook. The Rook here is just so elegant. It has more of a drop point, very stretched out design, right? Very narrow, not so tall blade, very pokey tip there. I like what they did with the grind on this one, right? Looks different. Flat grind, super slicey. It is a liner lock, so the drop shot action on this thing is amazing. The front flipper, right? I was a little iffy at first because it's not jimped crazy like some other front flippers, but man, I could flip this thing like, I kid you not, 1,000 times back to back, and my thumb will still be perfectly fine, right? I've tried so many other front flippers where it's just they destroy your thumb or your fingers after a while because the teeth on the jimping are so aggressive. This one is just awesome. Reverse flick, same thing, right? Thumb deployment. I mean, it's just really money in every sense. G10 handles on this one. Proud liners. Even it has a little touch of bling back here. So check out the unboxing if you want to see that in more detail, right? Deep pocket carry clip. Love how they did the pivot there. So that is the Rook. And last but not least, again, this is just highlighting three of the three that stood out to me. The Harpe here has aluminum handles, just like the Parrot. It is also a plunge lock, button lock. It's a little bit more of a taller handle, right? Great for ergonomics. I mean, this thing feels the hand really good. I can get a full purchase here with my average size hands, not the biggest, not the smallest, but yeah, thumb stop deployment, reverse flick. I mean, everything on this one is Moni 14C 28N. Everyone's favorite budget steel and the satin finish, right? Going on here. This thing is really slicey through and through. Just an overall gorgeous, elegant looking knife. I definitely love it in this very poppy looking aluminum handles here. So absolutely can't recommend it enough. Those are 3 out of all the other ones that they absolutely nail, and I got a chance to check out this year. The next knife I don't have on hand right now, so I'm gonna put a clip on the screen, and that is the Ketuo Ventr. The Ketuo Ventr was actually doing something pretty cool for Ketuo. Ketuo is typically a premium brand that does premium EDCs or premium knives, but they decided to go the budget route, and they put out this G10 handle with beautiful diamond milling EDC that had a button operated liner lock, right? So you don't see that many of those these days. I just mentioned the Vosteed Raccoon is basically a variation of that, but you still use the button to engage and disengage. Whereas with the Ketuo Ventr, you could use the button, or you could use the liner as well, right, to disengage as a traditional liner lock. So you could use it as a liner lock, or you could use it as a button lock. So it's pretty unique in that way. Had a beautiful sort of reverse tanto, forward tanto blade. It was just something interesting. Modified geometry going on there. Super slicey, great acoustics, super fidgety, and it had that little quirky, or it has that quirky little circle in the back, which honestly I didn't mind at all. I kind of grew on me because it's unique. It's something different. I only have seen that very often on fixed blades, but not as much on folder knives. So yeah, definitely a great pickup to check into. Next, we're going to be looking at the Demko Shark Cub. This year, they released the budget version of the Shark Cub, as well as a few other premium models as well, like the Stealth, for example, which is so sweet. But now you can get the legitimate Demko licensed knife, not some, fake counterpart copy from AliExpress. I'm talking about the legit Demko branded knife made in Taiwan, right, with the very awesome Shark's lock here. Super fidgety, also very strong at the same time. So these things are rock solid, very strong. One of the strongest locking mechanisms you can get. Also very easy to actuate. I got the slicer blade here. These are an Austin steel. They do have the sort of FRN handles or nylon handles. I forget the exact name, but yeah, you can get them in the slicer blade or the clip point blade, right, with the flat grind. These are super slicey, I think $89 or so, and they were just on sale recently, so they may still be on sale right now. So definitely check those links in the description. You can probably pick these guys up for a lot less money than the MSRP, but either way, under $100, and you can get into a great EDC knife. Great ergos on these. You can forward choke, just amazing. The Shark Cub, affordable version. Definitely look into those. Next, we have another brand that came out swinging this year. The Eutektik Binary was just released on December 1st. And this thing, I said it and a few other people said it in the comments. It's like if you take the Raccoon, but you're like, hey, the Raccoon is too small for me. Let me get a bigger one. Like I want the similar geometry, but in a much bigger sort of knife. So honestly, a lot of people have said that in the comments. They want bigger knives. Listen, they got you covered over at Eutektik with the Binary. You can forward choke on this thing, right? This thing is, again, really good size. So for big old bear paws, you're good to go. We're talking about 14C 28N, beautiful drop point, flat grind, stone wash blade there with the G10, contour G10 handles and recessed liners, sandwich construction, deep pocket carry clip, reversible. I mean, this thing has really good action. It is a front flipper, back flipper. You could also use this little folder right here, believe it or not, to deploy, right? Doesn't work. Maybe works 9 times out of 10, but yeah, you could definitely get it working. And the other model that really stood out to me was the Trinity. I got a chance to check this one out earlier in the year, I believe. If it didn't come out this year, it definitely came out back end of last year. But I'm thinking this year, the Trinity release. So it's very similar, liner lock, G10 recipe here, 14C. But we have a clip point blade on this one. It is also has the back flipper, front flipper, but we have an opening hole. So Spidey flick on this thing, right? Thumb deploy on this thing all day, every day. Also great ergonomics. You can forward choke. I mean, kind of pick your poison. And I'm just going to put a bonus on there too. Might as well throw in there the Field Duty. Field Duty was pretty much within the same Leon Ma DNA, right? Leon Ma is the one behind Eutektik. The Field Duty is the affordable version of the premium counterpart. and you absolutely can't go wrong with that one either. So either one of those that you get all under $100, can't go wrong with them whatsoever. So by the way, here's a bonus joke for you. Do you know the difference between an alligator and a crocodile? I'll give you a few seconds, pause the video, put it in the comments. Are you ready? One sees you later and the other one in a while. Anyways, lame jokes aside, guys, I got a chance to check out a few really good budget offerings from Kizer. The Crocodile right here has that burlap micarta with recessed liners, sandwich construction, reversible deep carry pocket clip, really good liner lock with a good flipper deployment. The ergonomics on this thing are really, really good, right? You can, hammer grip right here behind the flipper tab. Forward choke on this thing, kind of rest your thumb here in the harpoon area. Got a nice little harpoon clip point going on. This is a flat grind, very, very slicey. Can't go wrong with that one. If you prefer something a little bit smaller, there's also the Infinity, right? To infinity and beyond with this guy. Also a liner lock, G10 scales on this one. Exposed liners, deep pocket carry clip, reversible. I mean, did I mention that Kizer knows how to make a good EDC knife? Because they absolutely can. And the designer here, I believe, is Azo, right? Is it also Azo on here? Yes. So Azo is the same guy that designed the drop bear. So if you know the Kizer drop bear is one of their most popular models, right? You absolutely can't go wrong with. Last but not least, in this little Three Musketeer trifecta going on here, we have the Amicus, right? Amicus is also a very good drop point blade here with a flat grind, right? Got a button lock there with the flipper deployment. These are in the lower end of things, right? Remember, this list is under 100, but again, not every knife is up there close to the $100 mark. These are very, very, very affordable. This one has the natural G10 going on here, the JG10, but there's so many other options available. This one is pretty lightweight too, because it only has a cartridge liner right here in the front. Everything else is the G10 scale. So again, unboxings on all of these if you want to learn more, right? Prices on the screen, and these are linked down below in the description if you want to check them out. Speaking of brands that you don't really hear all that much about, we have the Lothar Falcon, right? And Lothar has been making a lot of budget knives, right? In at least my time in the EDC community. But this year they put out there the Falcon, which is their first button lock from what I understand. This thing looks really classy while being a modern folder. So you do get the 14C 28N steel, which everyone absolutely loves. Clip point blade, flat grind. It almost looks like it could pass for a traditional slip joint knife, except they took a classic design and they made it into a modern folder. It's kind of like Ford redesigning the Mustang, from the original designs. So some of these retro designs that you see these days, that's sort of what you have going on here. So G10 inserts on there. I mean, the action on this thing is really, really good. So thumb stud deployment, reverse flick on this thing. Great ergonomics because it doesn't really lock you in place anywhere. Very, very easy to carry. Very, very light. Pretty lightweight for the materials. And again, not a lot of money. So if this design speaks to you, right, if you like this geometry design overall, definitely check out the Lothar Falcon.
Oh, wow, he did. No!
Here's another banger right here for under $100. This one was just released this year. Now, the Divo Nip is not new to this year. It was certainly released before, but the light version is them taking the original premium design and basically bringing it to a more affordable price range. So the original one had S90V and titanium scales, right? Like this White Mountain Knives exclusive right here. But then now the light has aluminum handles, still get all the milling and all the details. You do get a wire clip instead, which is reversible. And still a liner lock. As far as steel goes, it is 154 cm, right? This one has a bunch of gunk on the blade, and I kind of been using this one a little bit here and there, destroying some boxes. I love the nip, has a mean hollow ground, and yes, I could have cleaned it with my very recommendable break-free CLP, which I'm always raving about in every video, but I just wanted to leave it all nasty and dirty for you so you guys can see that I hashtag use my knives, right? I know, there are bros out there in the comments saying, man, your knives look like shelfers because you barely use them. They look too clean. Well, there you go, my guy, see? See, that's as far as I use my knives right there. Some glue gunk from cutting some boxes. There you go. But yeah, check out the Divo Nip, right? This one comes in at $99. I think these are not in stock right now, but they came out this year. So if you get a chance to get your hand on one of these at some point later in time, I mean, yeah, definitely put it in your bucket list. Great ergonomics, feels like a much bigger knife than it is. So there you go. Next knife on the list is a CJRB Prado. I don't have that one on hand right now, but it is a very laconical design. I got a chance to check out a couple of months ago when it dropped, and it's just an overall large knife, maybe XL knife. So if you have big old bear paws, that's the knife for you. Again, also rocking the CJRB crossbar lock. They launched it alongside with the Hectare right? So you know the action on that crossbar lock is money. And you do have a pretty good reach, right? Pretty lengthy cutting path. Really good ergonomics on that thing. It's just really good for ergos. You do get a taller handle, you get a taller blade. So overall, you're getting a pretty, much bigger knife than you would on the Hectare by comparison. So absolutely one worth checking out, right? Really great action. If you love Ray Laconical designs, great way to support his work. I absolutely loved it, but since I had to pass it forward since it was a loaner. Speaking of loaners, the QSP Vault, guys, the QSP Vault, I think this was the first time that QSP was doing their own take on a crossbar lock. They did it so beautifully with sort of ramps, kind of like a step ramp on the crossbar. Beautiful. It worked really good. And the acoustics on that thing were oh so awesome, man. Some really good acoustics on the QSP Vault. Overall, the construction there is really awesome. It is Jacob Lundquist's design, which again, he's already knocking it out of the park with so many collaborations with some other brands as well. And overall, the knife was really good. Great ergos, great deployment, really, really slicey edge. I'll put the steel on the screen right there just to make sure I don't get it mixed up. But yeah, overall, the QSP Vault is money. The Canary as well, right? The Canary from QSP also started as a fixed blade from what I understand. Really, really popular fixed blade from QSP until they decided, hey, why not make a Canary folder? And that was probably one of the best decisions they could have made. I got a chance to check out the Ultim version, right? Which is, by the way, there's many other versions. And G10, I believe my Carta as well, has the iconic speed holes going on. Beautiful drop point blade, flat grind, super, super slicey. That thing is awesome. Just beautiful. Very, very functional, right? Great deployment, great action overall. And honestly, it's just a great, awesome hitter. It's like you take the best of the fixed blade, has a really good size for a folder, and boom, just make it into a folder. It's a no-brainer. So when companies do things like these, it's always a win for the entire community as a whole. I did tell you there were going to be some other bigger knives in the list here. And next we have the Kizer Momo. Now, let me explain to you about this one, right? Typically, the price on this one is $109, so it will be above the $100 mark that we have set up for this video. But this one right now is currently at $98.10. So here's what you need to ask yourself, right? Do I need a big knife, right? If I like big knives, how big do I want my knife? if all those boxes check, the Momo is for you. You got 154 cm steel on this beautiful drop point blade, flat grind. Some people call it the foldable chest knives, but honestly, the action on this thing is amazing. It performs really well. You only get the front flipper, and you know my philosophy. When you only give me one deployment option, let's make sure it actually works really good. And boom, guess what? It does. So yeah, very, very good. You have aluminum handles on this one, exposed liners. The work. So it does carry like a big knife because it is a big knife, but that's kind of what you sign up for. So if you're looking for a big knife under $100, right? Definitely check out the Momo. Absolutely can't go wrong with it. It is probably one of my most recommendable XL knives under $100, especially right now where you can actually buy it for under MSRP. Check out the Kizer Momo. Going from one really large knife to a much smaller knife, I want to cater to everyone in the community. So maybe you like smaller EDC knives. You have to check out the Bestech QQ or Choo Choo, aka Cricket. This knife was designed by an 8-year-old. It is an awesome design. It's meant to resemble the shape of the insect. It's very symmetrical, very, very elegant. It has a beautiful spear point blade, and it's all actuated and it works with a button. So it's a button lock, and button lock only. So it's in a sense, quote unquote, a gravity knife. So I don't have it on hand. That's why you see in this video that I did earlier in the year. But man, this was just a very, very elegant knife. It speaks to certain people. My wife was in love with it. She really, really liked it because she likes a small, she really enjoys and loves smaller knives. And there are people like that out there, right? Just like there's people who love a bigger knife. There's people who like smaller knives. So definitely if you are in the market for a smaller EDC, maybe a second carry, something more elegant, more unique, the milling on the Cricket from Bestech is beautiful. So absolutely check it out. I didn't get a chance to check out a lot of Bestech knives this year, but that one I definitely did, and it's definitely stood out to me. Now, I didn't get a chance to check out a lot of Civivi knives this year, but I did get a chance to check out two, and they were immediately a standout to me. The Star Flare here has a lot going for it. This is the more premium version, the more premium model from the Star Flare. There's other, satin finish blades and things like that that will cost you less money. So I'll put kind of like a price interval on screen, but it is a button lock with the beautiful aluminum milled handles on here, which are nice and contour. You got thumb deployment, reverse flick. Of course, you can use the button to deploy as well. Reversible deep pocket carry clip. Ergonomically speaking, this thing is really, really nice. It's as close as hand melting ergos as you can get, really. This is a good 9.5, 9.8 out of 10. With a 10 out of 10 being a fixed blade or maybe a slip joint without a pocket clip. So as good as it gets with a pocket clip right here, great ergos. The Warncliffe blade is one of my favorites. great for utility cuts and draw cuts. Also has a very pokey tip right there. Beautiful flat grind. This one has a Damascus version, which, I mean, it is certainly a looker if you ask me. So yeah, even the most expensive model, if you would, is still under $100. So absolutely a banger, right? You haven't seen the unboxing video on this one just yet because it is actually coming up very soon here, just part of my upload schedule, but you'll see it very soon. You'll also see this other guy from Civivi, and this is the Nugs. These Nugs. Anyways, the Nugs here, it is a Worm Knives collaboration. Beautiful reverse tanto blade with a satin finish, flat grind going on, looking really good. At first, I didn't know about this whole thin handle. I was like, I'm not sure about that. But then once you actually have it in hand, you're like, okay, all right, that works. I mean, I have average size hands, not the biggest of hands or smallest of hands, but you know, for me, it works, right? I can see that being pretty good there for ergonomics. You do have a liner lock with exposed liners, right? Drop shot action on the ball bearings, flipper deployment as well, right? You could use a pill-shaped hole to reverse flick, right, and thumb deploy, right? Overall, I mean, really good action in that utilitarian tip as well. So you know me, I love a sheep's foot and a Warncliffe blade every single day of the week. Sign me up. That is my blade geometry. You do have a pocket clip here, which is not reversible on this one, but overall, just pretty good looking design there on the Nugs. It's a funny name, the Nugs from Civivi. Moving on to Senka, I also didn't get a chance to check out a lot of Senka models, but I definitely want to highlight the Arc Blast. I had a blast with the Arc Blast, right? And lame puns aside, it was actually pretty awesome. I mean, the Arc Blast is a looker. I don't have it on hand. That's what you see in this video here. It was a loaner that I since passed forward. I think maybe Beast Blade won this knife from the pass around at the end. Yeah, it's definitely a great looking knife. Beautiful hollow ground on that knife, looking really good. I mean, when I tell you it's a looker, it is really a looker. You also have the blue. There's something about blue aluminum recently. Like I've seen it in so many knives. Like for example, the Divo Nip Lite, the Fintiso Harpe, right? Something about the blue aluminum is just so nice. And in the Arc Blast, they managed to pull that off so well. Nice and comfortable contour handles, beautiful blade, great for ergonomics, awesome deployment. I mean, the whole works, right? Hope you guys really enjoyed this one. If you made it to the end, you're the real MVP. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one, either this one or this one. Peace.